Good evening, everyone. I want to thank Gene and the Neighborhood Center for putting this on. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with everybody today. Excuse me. My name is Ed Welch. I'm the current county legislator from the 21st District, which represents parts of South and Central Utica, including part of Cornhill here. And I'm a local businessman involved with many community organizations. And I've been involved in this community for over 30 years. My wife and I chose to live here all these years. Been with my wife now going on 28 years. And we love the city of Utica a whole bunch. I've had opportunities over the years to live in a lot of places. I've traveled the country. I've had good opportunity in business to see lots of good parts of this country. And I will tell you that we have a real gem here of a city. It has its issues. It has its problems. Every city, every community has its problems. When we look at Oneida County, to which I am a part of the county government, Oneida County has more square miles than the state of Rhode Island, and it's represented by 29 different people. The city of Utica has 8 legislators representing the city. My main concern has always been to make sure that the city is represented correctly at the county level, to make sure that our voice is heard from the people from Rome, people from Canton, people from Boonville, people from Waterville, and from people who don't know what's going on in the city of Utica, don't understand our problems, don't understand what we need to help the city move along. So my first and foremost job has always been to make sure that those people who I serve with know what our issues are. And of course, I work very closely with the rest of the Utica legislators. The good thing about the Utica Legislative Coalition is it's not party driven. We're all from different parties, but when it comes to voting for Utica, we always vote together. And we always have a unified block when it comes for the city. Over the past few years, we've been able to take on a few initiatives that I think has been helpful for this community all the way around. A couple of years ago, for example, many of you may be familiar where the WIC office was on Whitesboro Street. We found that many of the people who actually use that office live in this part of the city, not in West Utica. We did a study, and we actually moved that office this year over on South Street, and we're finding that the people who need those services are much closer to them. Medical services has been a real issue for this community. I hope you've all been able to see the new health clinic on Oneida Street. It's a wonderful building. It's a wonderful service. I hope you get to take your family there and use it rather than have to go up to the hospital for everyday needs. These are the types of things the county government's involved with, helping people. Just today, I received a call from a constituent that was having a problem with social services. We're able to take care of it for them. My job has been basically to make sure that our needs are met here in the community, and that the county government, the county executive, and the leadership there knows what those needs are and that we get them met. I've made myself available 24/7 for the last 10 years. I've been very responsive to the needs of the folks that have called me, and if reelected, I will continue to do that. I want to thank you for your time.
My name is Janine Harvey. I am a resident of Utica. I was born, raised here. I raised my family here. I'm the mother of 4. My children were educated here in New York State as well as out of the state. They've gone to the local colleges, the state colleges, and graduated as well. And I've raised them for the most part as a single parent. I have worked in the community since I returned here for about 12 years. It has not been my job to do the things that I do in the community. It's been my passion. I love my community, and I have worked without asking for anything. And the reason that I am taking this opportunity to run to be the county legislator is because the things that I see in not just the community, but the city of Utica as a whole, I'd like to see some changes come on both sides as far as how we do things as residents, how we do things as legislators, how we do things as a community. And that is one of the things that I would like to be able to bring information from the community to the legislation, as well as from the legislation to the community. I believe that my work speaks for me, and I've done it without pay, you know, and not that I'm looking for pay at this point. I'm looking to make change, and I believe that I am the change that you, the 21st District, needs for this time. And I thank you for your voting.
My name is Franklin Davis. Like many of the other candidates here, born and raised in Cornhill. I left Utica in '94. I served 4 years in the Air Force, lived in Maryland, came back. Me and my wife began dating at that point. We've been together for approaching 13 years, married for 10, and we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina. While in Charlotte, North Carolina, and as we continue to come back to Utica at least once or twice a year, we would come back. We just consistently would see this area, how it declined. And it really was something that affected us. So a group of us that have moved away, that are living in various locations around the country, we began to communicate with one another on how could we do something for the community. How could we do something for this community? So our service to this area began prior to us moving up here. I think that's key because in order to show that you really care, it's going to be evident. It's not going to be during the political season, we come and we say all of the fancy things that we know people want to hear. But outside of that, what are we doing? How many of us are really in the community trying to affect the community with our time, our talents, and our treasures? The one thing that a couple things that I want to accomplish here is begin to change the people's perspective from what the problems are to how we solve the problems. I think we've spent enough time looking at and identifying and talking about the problems. Now I think it's time to come together as a team and begin to work on how we solve them. And as far as the position of county legislator, I think that it's time to represent the community and let the legislators know that the 25th district does have a voice. It's not just me sitting up there pushing my agenda, but the 25th district does have a voice, and that's what I'll be carrying to the county ledge if I'm elected.
Okay, before we close, just a couple of quick things. First, I want to thank everybody for sitting here for 2 hours. You're a great crowd. I really appreciate it. We hope to see all of you here every single month, because every month we have a different issue that we speak about. Everything working together makes a difference in the community, because it's only when the neighbors work together to really make a difference, that's when things are going to happen.